Welcome back to Bricko. This is the 305, and these are my tag team partners.
Your boy Fresh.
Dom.
And let me tell you something. Every single episode, we got something to talk about, and we also try to mix it in with the numerology and astrology. And if you want a reading, it's 98 or above. But listen, man, we have people talking shit about this.
Oh.
And we'll get to him. But listen, the majority of our stories at this point is going to be with the biggest issue that humanity is facing right now. And Dom, am I wrong when I say AI is the biggest problem for humanity right now?
Yeah, I would have to agree completely. It's the biggest problem that we have right now. Most people, they don't even want to look at the issue because they feel like it's something that they can ignore and it'll go away. But I don't think we're in an era where AI is going anywhere anytime soon.
Fresh, is AI the devil?
You know what's crazy about that question? I think it really is because looking back at what happened at McDonald's and Chase, remember you used to be a lot of tellers at the bank and McDonald's. You walk in, they serve you, do your thing. But then all of a sudden, they went away. There's machines. I'm like, okay, convenience. It's faster, less stress. Okay, I like this. But then it got kind of weird when they start doing videos about people. And as you're going to see later on in the show, guys, they're making actual videos of creators online now. So sometimes it's almost as real as a person because you can't even tell there's AI videos. The point is like they've advanced AI so much and so far that the limitations back then are no longer limitations. Now there's just like weak points that they work on every single day. So what's happening is they're fast forwarding into AI because they can actually see the issues, fix it right away, and move forward to new things, which means the AI today is not AI from yesterday.
No.
And it also means now in the future, you're going to have people losing jobs, on an extended rate and a really fast rate, and as well people having their careers destroyed overnight. So this is not only just a scary thing, this is also the future.
If there's people who spent 4, 5, 6 years in college, universities to learn how to code. They were told by the government, this is the job of the future. Go to school, get in debt, and basically learn a skill. Learn a skill. And what happened? Yeah, I know, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy,
bro.
And learn a skill. That's what they told you. And because you fucking bought their fucking bullshit, you went to school for 6 years. And those same people right now, they're being replaced already by AI because all of us can go to a website and basically put in a few things in code, and the machine will do it for us. The AI will do it for us. What's that going to mean? All those people who went to school for 6 years and are in debt, it's over. They basically handicapped themselves. They financially suicided themselves. That's what they did. What the fuck?
What the? They was taking over the actual podcast. No, but just out to your point, Gary. So I got a friend, right? Went to school, did programming, came out, works for Microsoft, key developer there, did big things. He got fired a couple months ago, right? And it was the sad part. Can't find another job in the industry. He works at a pet shop. I got another guy. Came on a podcast like a month and a half ago. 21-year-old kid. Amazing guy. He's in Monaco right now having a blast with his friends. 100K vacation spent easily. He's making $20 million off of an AI store for using e-commerce tactics. So the leverage has changed, for example, to the new meta of AI and business. So you can have a degree, have a secure job in tech. Those days are over with, bro. Now it's who's the best AI contributor to their business, who can add that component to their business and maximize it to scale. And kids are doing it at 19, 18, 16 years old, by the way, making bags of money. But unfortunately, the regular population doesn't have this knowledge. And they're blinded because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go to school, get my degree, and work. That shit's done with, bro. Those days are over.
Done.
So now, unfortunately, by the time they realize what's happening, it's going to be too late. And then at that point, what do? They're going to become dependent on who?
The government.
Exactly. And then it's over.
Government handouts, a basic income, enough scraps for people to get by. But then you have something that happens outside the United States, something the United States never had happened before, because no matter how poor you are in this nation, you can come up. What you're going to have coming in the United States of America is generational poverty. Because once we get to this AI economy, when they run anything, there's not going to be any opportunity left for anyone to come up. It's just not going to exist anymore.
A lot of people, they look at the AI, but I think when people speak about how fast it is, I don't think people really look into how fast AI really has progress. And you can really tell when you compare it to any other industry that exists. You compare AI to the radio, you compare AI to television, you compare AI to social media. Where AI is right now, look at just MySpace or Facebook. Look how many years it took for them to take off and become the conglomerates that they are. Well, not MySpace, but Facebook. If you look at how Facebook started, it was initially for just college students and just for people to meet their families. Now it is the most downloaded social media app in the world and the most used one still to this day. It took a long time to get there. AI, if you look at the videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti, that was like one of the most viral ones initially, and you compare it to what can be done now, it's almost staggering. It would be in comparison to what social media had to take about 10 to 12 years to accomplish to what's taken AI about 8 months. And this is happening every 8 months. Every 8 months, it's progressing almost 12 years at a span.
So very good point. So they mentioned by 2030, AI is going to have a component on some level in every business, right? That's not that far away. So if you're watching this right now, you have a chance to actually get ahead of the curve and find a way. Now, how would you guys say is the best way to kind of, I guess, maneuver in this new AI meta? Would it be, I don't know, getting a job supporting AI, maybe a personal brand, maybe having your own AI business? How would you consider navigating this crazy, I want to say, new meta coming?
You know, the interesting thing is no matter what age or what decade we're in, no matter what the technology, networking's never gay. You always have to network. As long as you're networking with the people at the top, somehow I bet you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the majority of society. You know, I mean, to be honest, I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about you folks out there, man. I'm the best of the best at what I do. People are still going to want to interact with the best of the best. So I'm going to be fine. At the end of the day, you need to worry about your kids. You really need to worry about your family so you're not in generational poverty. It's going to get to those point where you have the rich living in private, secluded areas with private security, and the poor people are out to fend for themselves. That's how it's going to start going because there's no other way in a slave economy, and that's exactly what AI is. We're going back to slavery.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is not the actual slaves themselves can be robots. What we're going back to slavery is a slave economy where no one can compete with slave labor. No one's going to be able to compete with robots who are working for pennies when everyone else needs a living wage. This is going to affect every race, every religion. Doesn't matter how much you pray to Allah or anyone else. It's coming. And you need to prepare for yourself and your family. The best ways to do it. Personal brand, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
But not everyone has what it takes to do a personal brand. Sometimes you got to attach yourself to someone who's very good. So what I'm saying, there's a lot of guys who clip for me or are affiliates. I have never been in contact with them, but they clip for me and they work as affiliates and they make money that way.
Good money, yeah.
There's good money in clipping as long as you're ahead of the curve. And AI right now is ahead of the curve. Learning AI. We talked about that today when bills came in. AI, because you need to catch up with that wave. The next way is know the right people.
Yeah.
Have a skill that is far outweighed by anyone else in your field. You can do that, but if you're a woman, just look pretty. So, but you know what? They're getting replaced too. They're getting replaced too. I've seen IGs where you can almost not tell they're AIs, and these women honestly look better than like all these filtered women.
Well, just after your point as well, I met a guy literally 2 days ago. He's a fan of the show, and he told me he does OnlyFans management, but not for girls, for AI girls. I was like, what?
Yep.
And he's making bank. I saw his actual app.
You fucking simps.
Bro.
You fucking simps
So
are paying
you're telling
AI.
me his AI girls are making way more money than the majority of real women in today's OnlyFans communities. That to me, bro, he's like, bro, I sit all day, just chill. It's all automated. So that's telling me right now, AI women are taking over the industry 100%. And listen, they don't miss.
Nope.
They don't fail.
Nope.
And they don't get tired of work.
Nope.
They're working 24/7 and they respond 24/7.
They don't talk back either.
They don't talk back either, and they're not lazy.
You don't have to worry about another pimp taking them.
Nope. Nope, they're loyal.
Unless they hack that account and take their account over. It is what it is. But listen, this is the future. And quite frankly, you women who've been living off simps, I think it's atrocious what you're doing. I think you're going to hell for it. But you know what the funny part is? I bet you these guys with their AIs who are going to be much better looking than you, because all of these people just judge everything off looks. You're gonna lose that field too. And guess what? It's back on the streets.
Ooh. There's a great man that once said,
Bob House.
Subway's always hiring.
Maybe not in 5 years, bro. Maybe not in 5 years.
You're right. But yeah, I just think in this new world coming, it's going to be very, very hard to have an independent life.
It wouldn't be that hard to replace women if they gave more effort. Like even the OnlyFans women, they've gotten so accustomed to just making money for simply existing. That'll be the easiest thing to replace. All you got to do is just look good. I mean, the effort that they give to make the amount of money that they're making, it's going to be a correction process like we've never seen before.
Yeah. I just wonder what's going to happen when they turn 35, 40. What are they going to do for work?
They'll find Travis. What's his name? Who's that guy who married that whore?
Kylie. I think there's an industry, man, the sex
Cassie?
industry.
No, the NFL star. Travis what?
Hunter?
Yeah, Travis Hunter. Yeah.
There you go.
So again, you know how I always talk about nines or simps? Travis Hunter is born on the 18th. 1 of the 8 is 9. So again, it's simp. First vowel I. I is the 9th letter. So again, I'll tell you, nines exist, so simps will always exist, man. Ladies, and remember I talked about how pigs are the ones who accept cheating and all this other shit? Pig. First vowel is what? I. They all carry the traits, man. And by the way, we'll get to the readings in about 5 minutes, 98 or above if you want one.
So Fresh, with those OnlyFans accounts that you say, he said he's killing it, making a lot of money on. What do you think would happen if there's a system that is created where you can have a female version, like a robot version that's physical, of that same AI model that could be shipped to people's house for a price?
Yeah, actually, about a year and a half ago, we had a guy that does OnlyFans management on the show, and he spoke about using the metaverse for having your dream girl right, at your doorstep. So, for example, you'll create in your avatar your dream girl, and you can see that person in the metaverse. So, an extension of that is having an actual doll in your crib. I mean, that's even better for most guys, and they don't talk back to you, unless you want them to. They do what you want. They don't cheat on you. So, I mean, in essence, you're getting a girl, and there's no downside to it, honestly.
Yeah, and you get this.
Well, she's not a human being. There is a downside.
Well, okay, yeah. Other than that, but
it puts them in a position to do something no one can do. It's actually to have a chance to. As fucked up it is to sleep with that OnlyFans star. No one has an opportunity, to sleep with these top OnlyFans stars like the top simps and things that you see. But if it's an AI robot, and let's say this is exclusive or premium price that you pay, everyone has the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think even if the price was like absurd, I think people would pay that bill, and it would. In the end, really will replace.
I mean,
women.
guys watching, if you're gonna have the chance to live in this world still, hopefully you're still living, and this is coming, how are you gonna prepare for this? Because no, this is serious. Because look, listen, guys, we're okay, but are you okay? And we care because, I don't know about Gary. I care because I think if you have a chance to fight now, you should do it. I remember in the Bible talks about when Noah told people about the rain coming for the ark. People are like, oh, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be fine. Well, you can see now the rain is starting to fall. So rather than have it pour on you and you get drenched, start preparing now for what's happening. I got friends that got a lot of bread. They're building bunkers under their cribs. They're doing like fucking multiple properties outside of America. They're preparing for this because they see it coming. So you, the people watching here, thank God you're watching this so you can see what's happening. But other people are cooked. They don't know what's happening. Just living their lives, dilly-dallying, whatever. And what if you lose your job? What do you do next? Like, this is things you got to think about now for your kids and yourself, man. Seriously.
Women have more options than men when they lose their job.
Yo, you know what's crazy? So now, for example, with girls, right? If they lose their job or lose their income for OnlyFans, they just find a guy to go take care of them. Yeah. And you can find them on anything.
They're going to run out of those guys because those guys ain't going to exist that much. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to be
a few only.
A few only. They're going to be fucking whoring around. It's going to be difficult, man.